compare hotel prices to
Hola,
find a
hola,
great deal.
hola, everybody, for this special edition.
Ooh, word on the street is this book is wild. It's off the chain.
I don't think you guys want to share it,
before I get back, I want you to have your seatbelt
you guys ain't brave
buckled
like I am.
and get ready to take this journey with me. I'll be back.
Yeah, and by the way, 19 Keys got fired today. I found out he sold his soul out. Look at his live that he did yesterday. He tried to test me in my knowledge. I shut him down. Like 9 out of 10. And then he showed who his allegiance is. I put the post up, hey, get Kim Porter's book. And then he started defending Diddy and Jay-Z and fucking Tyler Perry and shit. Oh, well, you gotta, I forgot what he said. He's like, you gotta give him a pass or something. And then he called me a crash out. So I'm like, all right, you fired too. Yeah, that was another mentor of mine got fired. But check out his latest live stream. You'll see how I shut him down.
For those of you who are unable to purchase the book for whatever reason,
so go to this link and get it. This is an hour and
book,
something. I'm not going to play this whole thing.
And it's not that many pages, so if this book
Jay-Z, you got something to say? You keep on doing that witch magic shit. I'll beat your camel-looking ass. Come on now.
I hope this
even Nas would have beat your bitch ass.
They make from this book,
so say something, Jay-Z. Anybody.
To a good cause. Okay,
camel-looking motherfucker. You want to take out Big L and shit. Nipsey Hussle, because you jealous of their talent. Fucking camel gatekeeper. I'll beat your ass.
Final wishes was for this memoir diary to be made public.
Say something. Go ahead, say it. Can't wait to see you in the streets. My legion of angels just will beat the brakes off your devil ass. I heard you already got eradicated from the Galactic Council, so you just walk around here as a clone. You and Beyonce.
Highly explosive nature.
Bitch ass.
At some point in the future, this information will
Don't like it? Come see me.
The public. Regarding Kim's sudden death and the mysterious illnesses of Al B. Sure and Jamie Foxx.
And then they got rid of the coroner. Yep, confirmation, bitches. And they killed the coroner that had like Paul Walker, Aaliyah, all the stuff they paid the coroner to hide evidence.
Victims, both male and
you be giving them something that makes it look like they have pneumonia and shit. He killed a few of Kim Porter's boyfriends after
let's get into
she left his bitch ass.
Introduction.
So I'm gonna leave you guys with a cliffhanger. We'll watch a little bit of
it. Modeling jobs. I
couldn't believe
it. It was all happening so fast. I met my husband, father of my oldest child, and one of my oldest friends in life, I'll be sure. It was a whirlwind romance. I was only 19 when we married, and no, it didn't work out.
Let's get a little bit
Al
of
is still one of my best friends to this day. Our son Quincy is such a talented and wonderful young man. At that time, I had no idea my relationship with Al was going to introduce me to the man that I would spend the better part of my adult life with, a man whom I would love and cherish, but eventually fear and hate. I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but I will say, although I knew what was going on, I turned a blind eye many times. Here I have to tell this truth. Unfortunately, because deep down I knew everything that was happening, but I lied to myself a lot. He was so charming, a wolf in sheep's clothing, a devil, and I fell for it. This story must be told despite the fact it will hurt my children. I cannot hide it any longer. Sean Combs must be stopped. Chapter 2. Humble beginnings. I was born to loving parents, Jake Porter and Sarah L. Porter, in the Peach State of Georgia. All through Columbus High School, when I graduated in 1988, I knew I was going to be famous. In the 10th grade, one of my best friends, Tina, said to me, "You won't make it here in Georgia." I knew if I really wanted to be famous, I would have to leave my hometown.
Oh yeah, and Aaliyah's spirit told me to call you a bitch too, Jay-Z. You little bitch
that
ass.
conversation was so important, so I look back now. It changed my life.
I
met Al while I was working in the industry. He was so dope and charming, and I had such a crush on him. We were married before I knew it, and Quincy was on the way, but I was young, and it felt like it wasn't going to last. It was a little heated between us after we separated, but we got past that quickly. He is just a super dope guy and an amazing father. Though we separated, we were forever bonded through Quincy. Thank you, Al. I will always love you. When I met Sean, he was cool. I didn't think much of him at the time. He was just another guy at the label. Uptown was huge, and we were all living our best life. But Sean continued to lay on the charm, and before I knew it, we were dating. As a young single mom at one of the hottest companies in the world, life couldn't get any better. Then it did. My boyfriend was getting even bigger. Sean does seem like the type that can charm you, like, man, he is so cool, until he lets the demons out. Let's continue. He and Clive would hang out a lot, but I didn't think anything of it. I mean, that was his boss, and he was doing things bigger than most men dare to even dream. I did a video talking about Clive and the other men that mentored.
Yep, confirmation bitches. There he is.
And you guys should check it out. I think I'm gonna put it in the description of this video. Then it happened. I mean, okay, I was a little bit of a freak. I really enjoyed myself with my partner. And toys are one thing, but I never imagined having a man I was dating asking me to use a toy on him. The first time he said he just wanted to experiment, try something new, I was grossed out, but he kept begging.
You don't like anything.
He said it would only be this one time, and he was just curious. I was only 20 at the time. I said, what the hell? I hated it. He bled from it, and there was ish on it. I left him alone after that. Chapter 3. Second chances. Sean kept reaching out, and I kept ignoring his calls. Eventually, in a few weeks, we ran into each other at an event. He came over and sat next to me. We were cordial. He flattered me, saying, "You look so amazing." I replied with a simple, "Thanks, Sean." I tried to get up and leave, but he pulled my arm. As I turned to him, he looked deep into my eyes and said, "Look, what happened between us was weird, but I really care about you. Can we?" He paused, and I tried to use this as an attempt to escape. I pulled my hand back and said, "Sorry, Sean, I have to go. Please, I think I'm falling in love with you. Can we talk?" My breath was taken away. Did he say he loved me? It was so fast. I wasn't aware of this as his manipulation tactic, not yet. God, I was so young, so naive. He continued, "Let's have dinner." And I felt for it. 2 days later, we went out for drinks at a lounge in Lower Manhattan. The place was nice. Sean was really coming.
Yeah. Okay, let's go look at how the universe works. There it is. Look it up. Word from Mars Frontier. Heath Ledger's lips.
He hosted parties that were just a fancy name for orgies, and everyone wanted in. When I met Tupac, Sean and I had an open relationship, and yes, I slept with Pac. He was sexy. Sean didn't mind, well, not until he tried to get Pac to join both of us. Pac was not good with that. This is where the relationship between them became strained. Tupac wasn't going to accept Sean's advances. Pac wasn't gay, and he was pissed about the advances. We were all in Sean's house. I was drinking, they were smoking, and everyone was just relaxing. Sean came in on what I am sure he would call a smooth approach. "My baby is bad, isn't she?" Pac threw me a sly smile. Hell yeah. I felt myself blush. Sean was now in full swing. "You think you hit it better than me?" I couldn't believe he disrespected me that way. I was not playing with my response. "Sean, what the F?" Pac came to my defense. "Damn, bro, you ain't got to do the sister that way." Tupac appeared upset behind Sean's words, but Sean went in for the kill regardless. "I think my dick's bigger than yours. I bet I can make her come faster than you. What's up?" Pac was appalled. "What the F are you talking about, nigga? I ain't trying to run no effing train." Sean continued. "What you scared of? Let's see who F's better. Let her be the judge." Yes, at this point, we had been inviting others into our bed for a while, but I'm not used to and will not stand for disrespect. I wasn't the only one upset. Pac shouted, "Nigga, you talking about pulling your effing dick out?" Sean was undaunted. "What, you scared?" Tupac simply left. Things were contentious since then. The two could not be in the same room. Pac avoided me as much as he did Sean. When they did bump into each other, the tension was palpable. It felt like blows could be thrown at any moment. Months passed with only the tension between them. It was uncomfortable, but nothing life or death. Then one day while we were in the studio, it happened. I walked into Sean's office and he was having the conversation. Sean sat across from Jimmy Henchman. Pac don't leave that effing studio alive. I don't think I was supposed to hear it. I continued as if I didn't. Hey Sean, good morning. Jimmy, they didn't seem to think I heard anything. I'm ordering breakfast. Smiling, Sean replied first. Let me get eggs sunny side up with grits and orange juice. I could see he was hung over. Good. I don't want him knowing I know anything. If he just put a hit on Pac, knowing something could be dangerous. Jimmy, apparently not hungry, said, nothing for me. As he stood to exit the room, he said, Sean, let's make that happen. Then nodded to me and said, Kim, always a pleasure. With a wink to me and a nod to Sean, he turned and walked out. Jimmy was a part of our intimate circle. I went on as if nothing was happening. I'll make the call now. I smiled as I left, hoping I wasn't white as a sheet. I wasn't in the studio that night. Pac arrived being shot, thank God. From what I understood, Sean and Chris saw Pac at the studio after he'd been shot and did nothing. The way God works, after being shot, Pac made it to the elevator and tried to escape, but it stopped at the floor Sean and Chris were on. When the doors opened, they saw him lying on the elevator floor, riddled with bullets. The fact that they didn't call an ambulance, although they saw Pac lying there swimming in a pool of his own blood, would be all the evidence Pac ever needed. He, of course, assumed they placed a hit, and Tupac is a soldier. This is not something that will be unanswered. Pac didn't do well. He lost the testicle, but he survived. It was orchestrated, and Sean Puffy Combs was the orchestrator. Chapter 7, Threats. At this point, I knew I had to get away from him, but I was scared. He is going to take my life if I try to escape. One February evening, I thought I found my opportunity at dinner after an event. We were at a ritzy restaurant in a private booth. It was an exclusive setup. We were alone, but we were in public. Perfect. Sean was on the phone talking to an unknown listener as he sat down. His words on that call will be etched into my mind forever. We're going to release Who Shot You now. He waited for a response, then went on to say, of course they gonna think Big was talking about Pac. That's the whole effing point. Nobody would give a F about a diss track against LL. Effing Cool J. Do you know how much money we'll make with this kind of rap beef? Niggas battling after someone really got shot? This may not be the best time for this conversation. Sean was finishing up. We drop that shit tomorrow. He listened to the phone, then responded, there's going to be blood in the street. Niggas missed. Pac's alive. Let's capitalize on that shit. When he responds, let's capitalize on that ish. When he responds, it's just going to mean more money. He turned around and looked at me, spoke back into the phone. I'll call you back. Then hung up and spoke to me. What's wrong? I tried my best to fake a smile at what I heard. After all, me and Pac were intimate. I responded, nothing. Sean was a fool. Are you sure? His demeanor was threatening. But I responded as cool as I could muster to his intimidating stare. Yeah, of course. He took my hand saying, that's wonderful. He began to squeeze my hand until it hurt as he continued, because seeing you walk in the office while I was talking about killing that mother effer and you not saying ish to me had me just a little concerned. His grip was starting to hurt badly. You're hurting me. As he continued, he squeezed tighter. Your pretending you didn't hear anything was a sign of your loyalty to me. Not something I should be concerned with, right? I had no choice but to give him the answer he wanted. I knew I was trapped when I responded. Of course, I'm loyal to you. He let me go as he responded, good. And remember, I'm the big dick. I snatched my hand back in pain. He smiled and said, let's start with a good wine. He snapped his fingers and his favorite wine was poured for him. They knew what Sean wanted, and what he wanted he got. I'm trapped. Now isn't the time for me to launch my escape plan. I have to be strategic. It's going to be hard to leave the glamour, the glitz, the lifestyle. I mean, this man just snapped his fingers in one of the most exclusive restaurants in New York City, and they poured his drink of choice. The bottle of wine is $800, and this is in 1994. The list to get in this place is 6 months long if you are somebody. Mayor Giuliani has a table here tonight. Also, if I got up and walked out, I would be safe. But what about tomorrow? I had to think. He sipped his wine and smiled. You're not drinking? He pointed at my glass. And of course, a waiter filled it. They knew what I liked as well. Sean has a bad temper. He yells sometimes, and okay, he's roughed me up once or twice, but he never punched me. He never bruised me. And he...
A word from our sponsor. We'll show a little bit more and then we'll wrap it up. I just want you guys to get some context of what you'll be looking into.
And he never hit Quincy. I would not have stood for that. He never laid a hand on my son. At that time, I never thought of him touching Quincy in any way. Then the significance of what he said
business
hit
and
me.
behind the scenes of business.
Is he mad at Tupac over me?
Intimate
I'm the big dick. Oh my God. The last time he put his hands on me, it was because I enjoyed Jamie Foxx too much.
Okay.
He enjoyed Jamie too.
Okay.
He gets so insanely jealous. It's not fair. He wants to bring other men into the bedroom, but gets jealous when he does. Damn, you're quiet tonight, he says, snapping me back into the presence. I asked a question that was burning in my mind since I walked into the office. What does Chris think of this? He looked at me coolly and said, his fat ass better just keep doing music. A third guest was escorted over by security. Sean motioned for him to sit. A waiter walked over to Sean Carter and asked, "What? Would you like something?" Carter responded, "No, thank you." Then said, "Hello to me." Then said hello to me with a smile. Smiling, I replied, "Hey, Carter," and took a sip of my drink. The Seans may share a bed together from time to time, but thankfully I was never asked to join. Carter went on to speak to Sean. I thought we were meeting in private. Sean replied with a nonchalant shrug. I had to discuss something with her. It's fine. Go ahead. He wielded this kind of power. Carter shifted uncomfortably in his chair before continuing. It's true. Chris and Pac were about to start their own label. Sean slammed his fist against the table, shouting, "Doesn't anyone have any effing loyalty?" Carter, well, that's not happening now, right? Sean peered at Carter with distrust. Why the F are you so eager to share this with me? Chris is your man. F. He brought you on. You're stabbing him in the back? Carter responded with indignity. First, I'm tired of being that nigga's son. Yeah. I need to come out from under his damn shadow. Sean smiled slightly. Okay, I respect that. Carter kept going. On top of that, this nigga's making that move, and it should have been with me. Sean looked at Carter blankly. Pac put Chris on. You know this. What's this really all about, Carter? Don't effing try to play me. The Jay-Z of today wasn't born yet. This young Sean Carter was in over his head. Corner, he had to spill it out. I want his spot. Ambition. Now, this is a man I can work with. Sean made a grandiose gesture towards Carter. Waiter, get this MFer whatever he wants. Carter smiled. Thank you. Sean responded, honesty and ambition. We're going to make a lot of bread together. Carter ordered a drink as he stated again. Guess he won't be leaving with that nigga to do their own label now. Sean responded with his normal air of arrogance. Why don't you let me worry about that? I took this as my cue to escape. I told Sean, I'm going to go ahead and get back to Quincy. Sean was wrapped up in his conversation with Carter and barely noticed as he excused me. Had a limo drop you off. I didn't eat. I didn't care. We didn't eat. He didn't care. I smiled and kissed him on the cheek and left. Chapter 8, Kidada. Actress, model, and fashion designer Kidada Jones was Tupac Shakur's fiance and is the daughter of record producer Quincy Jones. and actress Peggy Lipton. Being around other celebrities was just part of life. Meeting Kidada was just one of those events, and as time went on, we became close. We hung out together, went shopping, and so on. It was just about the same time I met Kimora. Those were the days, or so I thought. We always had girl talk, and the fact she was dating someone I had previously been with wasn't a source of contention. We didn't get jealous of each other. It was just girl talk stuff. No, I did not become intimate with Kidada. Kimora was too jealous for that. Yes, Kidada knew about Kimora, Sean, and I all being...
chapters real quick. Hold on. Going back to Cali. I think this is it.
That isn't 100% of my team can't be 100% of my protection. What the hell is going on here? What does Sean want from me? This morning is turning out to be way more than I expected, and I have to go. Quincy will be looking for me. Meanwhile, X apparently wanted clarity. So to be clear, if something happened, X made quotation mark.
I think X is referring to Snoop when he came out.
I think you're saying, Sean, morning, damn cuz.
Yep.
Stretch smiled and said, this East. And I didn't really want to fight. So I sat down, but before we started talking, XXX came out of the room. Sean was wearing boxers. X was in his birthday suit. X addressed me, morning. When he turned around in order to close the door, there was a dried cum stain on his back.
Oh, crazy.
X walked over, pulled a chair out to sit down next to us, and lit up a blunt. Who is this X dude? Sean stretched, smiled, and said, this East Coast, West Coast beef is more lucrative than I thought, but it's getting dangerous. X responded, surprised. Business first thing in the morning? Damn, cuz, you own it.
Yep.
But you know you don't got nothing to worry about. You got a pass, daddy. X smiled coyly. Sean apparently has something to talk about with X as well, because he said, I can't protect everybody, especially if someone is no longer going to be on my label. It was apparent X wasn't taken aback by this turn of events by his reply. Sean, are you saying what I think you're saying? Sean continued, it's taxing on my resources to protect people. Someone that isn't 100% of my team can't be 100% of my protection.
You know that.
What the hell is going on here? What does Sean want from me? This morning is turning out to be way more than I expected, and I have to go. Quincy will be looking for me.
I don't think we heard anything from you.
X apparently wanted clarity. So to be clear, if something happened, X made quotation marks with his fingers. To one of your artists that was leaving your label anyway, it would be considered, he makes another set of quotation marks, out of your control. Is that what you're saying? Wait a minute. Can they be talking about Biggie? Is Sean saying he won't protect Biggie? At this point, I was too young, too naive, too hungover to understand that this was not a lack of protection. This was a hit. Where did this come from this morning? But an older, wiser me understands now what I did not comprehend all these years ago. Sean was just getting to the real reason that he had X there. The world was about to lose Biggie. X laughed. You a cold mother effer. Sean said, why the F should I protect someone that isn't going to stick around? I made him. That nigga should be worshiping the ground I effing walk on. I was thinking Sean's ego is rearing its ugly head. And I wanted to get out of there, but instincts told me I need to tread carefully. So my next move had to be calculated. I don't really want any part of this, not even implicitly. But I was just dragged right into the middle of it. If what was happening here ever comes out, will I be held as an accomplice? But even as those thoughts crossed my mind, I couldn't just pretend this was okay. So I said, but Sean, he hasn't left yet. They're just rumors. Are you going to let him die because of some rumors? Sean glared at me, the anger in his voice obviously stemming from hurt as he said, I know when I'm being betrayed. I'm not killing anyone, but I'm not protecting somebody that doesn't have my back. 150%. F that. This was railing out of control. My mind began to race. Is there a way to get through to him? Maybe I could use the finance route. Sean, he's bringing in so much money. You put so much money into cultivating him. Are you going to throw away all that money? That's when he revealed how thought out this meeting really was. If he leaves, he takes all the money I invested into creating him. Sean sighs. But if he can't protect himself and something terrible does happen, then the money I will make off his death will blow away all the money we made so far.
And that will be a good cliffhanger for everybody to go do your further research on your own. This is a wild, wild story. It's up to your discretion, of course. So yeah, I love everybody out there. Sharing is caring. So if you really do care about sex trafficking and your children getting into the industry and not being sacrificed in XYZ, then you would share this. So I'm gonna fall back on my rooftop, perched up, and see who's actually about that life, or they're just running their dusty mouth. All right, from the sidelines. Love ya.